If you're new to College Football 27, the first few games can be brutal. Most people lose for the exact same reasons. They don't even know the basics or where to start. But by the end of this video, you're going to have everything you need to start winning games right now. Let's start with passing the ball. You need to know how to pass if you want to win. Now, there are two major passing types that you need to know. A bullet pass, which you get by holding down the receiver's icon the entire time. Notice how the ball comes out quick and it's like a line drive. The other important pass is a lob. You get this by tapping the receiver's icon. Notice how the ball hangs up in the air and has more arc on it. Now, bullet passing is going to be the type of pass you want to throw almost all of the time because it's going to get the ball there quick, it's going to make sure that it hits the receiver in stride, and it gives you the chance for yards after the catch. The only time I really like to throw a lob is if I have a defender beat on a deep route like a streak like you're seeing here, and he's just going for a touchdown. You want to just throw it up out in front. But with any other type of throw, whether it be on the sideline or over the middle, typically a bullet pass is what you're going to want to throw. Now, there's also some important catch types. You can rack catch, which is a run after catch. That means you're going to catch the ball in stride and keep running. To catch the ball like this, you hold down the X button on Xbox or the square button on PlayStation. The other important catch type is going to be a possession catch. You get this by holding the A button on Xbox or the X button on PlayStation. This allows the receiver to just make sure that he controls the ball, gets a clean catch, and gets down. This is important on the sideline to make sure that you get your feet down in bounds. Or if you're just over the middle of the field and you want to make sure to catch the ball, get down, and avoid big hits. And the last important thing you need to know about passing the ball is pass leading. This is going to lead your receiver when you're passing the ball. You pass lead by using the left analog stick. So here, if I'm throwing to Y, I'm going to hold the left analog stick all the way to the right because that's the direction he's running. In this example here, I'm going to hold it to the left as I'm throwing it to the A receiver because that's the direction he's running. So by combining a bullet pass and a pass lead, I'm able to hit my receiver in stride, lead him, and get the maximum yards out of the play. Now, you know the basics of passing, and I'm going to show you a little bit later in the video how to put this together to actually move the ball against a real defense. But before we get ahead of ourselves, we need to talk about running the ball because that is another thing beginners struggle with. And the main thing you need to know here is to not hold down the turbo or sprint button right away. Now, that button is the right trigger or the R2 button, and it's natural for beginners to want to hold this down the second their running back gets the ball, but that is a no-no. You want to just use the left analog stick. Let your blocks develop. Now when I'm in the open field here, I can hold down sprint. You never want to be holding down sprint behind the line of scrimmage. You want to wait until you're at that second level. You want to wait till you're in the open field and have the potential to break away. Otherwise, just leave your left thumb on that left analog stick and maneuver easily. Every run can't be a home run, so you want to just let things develop and take what's there. Hey, if you're getting value out of this video, I would just ask that you subscribe. It does support the channel a ton, and that way you'll be up to date with all of the best tips all year long to help you win more games. Okay, now that you know how to run the ball and pass the ball, let's talk about how to actually move the ball with real plays. Now, I'm going to be looking at this gun normal Y off close formation. Up on the screen is where you'll be able to find the playbooks that have this, and I want to look at the play Y sail because this is a very good beginner play. And all I want to do on this play is simply hot route one of my wide receivers. Now, what a hot route is it allows you to change the route of any receiver. So if I press the Y or triangle button, then I can select a receiver icon. In this case, we want to select Y. You'll see here that we have all these different options on the right side of the screen. I want to put this guy on a drag, which you can see is down on the right stick. Now the play looks like this. This is one of the best beginner plays because it's good against man and it's good against zone style defenses, and it's easy to read. What you want to do is you want to first look to your running back going to the flat, then you work back to the drag route. If I see the running back's open, I hit him. I don't wait to do anything else. He's open, I'm taking the yards. And again, in these situations, remember your bullet pass, your rack catch, I'm catching it, running it, I'm leading the pass out in front. We're using all the tips here in one. A problem that beginners make is they want to look deep. They want to do this every play. They say, you know what, I'm going deep, and this is how you throw interceptions. It's not there. Why are we trying to throw that? We always want to read the short stuff first. Get the ball out quick. Okay, the running back's open. I'm not waiting. I'm going to hit him, and look, you can still get a ton of yards taking the short route. Now, when you do this, you get the ball out quick. You don't wait. You're able to just keep the chains moving. Now, if the running back's covered, we work back to the middle, and we have this guy here. The spacing on this play is very good. It's very easy to read. Running back, not there. Okay, why? Boom, we hit him. Now, let's say they're both covered. Let's say somebody's using them or they're shading their defense more aggressively. If neither of those were to be there, then we work up to the tight end on the back end. These three routes work really good in tandem. So it's a quick running back, Y, A. It's a good little 3 quick read on one side of the field. And the last thing you would look to is the X receiver on the back end. This is your last route that you would look to. If everything else is covered, there's a good chance that he'll be open coming across the middle late. But the real thing you want to learn here is just taking your short routes, making sure to stay in the pocket, staying firm, not drift too far back. You want to make things easy on yourself, and this is a play that does a really good job at allowing you to make some quick reads and progress the ball down the field. And don't be scared to run the ball with an inside zone, because even though this is a passing formation, you still want to keep the defense honest. And remember, do the same thing we talked about. Don't hold sprint behind the line of scrimmage. Make sure to maneuver with the left stick and find the running lanes. And really quickly, I do want to mention that we are still partnered with Civil.gg. If you play College Football 27 and you're tired of losing to random nonsense, losing dynasty games, or even just against your friends, this is the place to be. In the last 2 years, 96% of members say they've won more games simply just by joining. And inside, you'll get the exact schemes, full offensive and defensive guides that some of the best players run. And these are good for not only online, but for dynasty players as well. Use code ERIC for 30% off. Link is in the description and the pinned comment below. Now that you know how to play offense, you're halfway there. Now you need to learn defense, so let's go over that. Now at your play call screen, what I want you to do is I want you to press the RB or R1 button, tab over to concept. These are the 3 coverages you mainly want to know: cover 2 man, and cover 3. Now for the sake of being a beginner, I would suggest that you stay in a nickel formation because it's the most balanced. So no matter which defensive playbook you're in, you want to go to your nickel formation, and every playbook will have a few different nickel options. Now let's start with the cover 2 man, which is actually pretty good this year. Now cover 2 man is going to have everybody manned up, 2 safeties over the top. This is probably the safest defense you can run. Everybody's accounted for, and you really can't bomb this over top for a big play because you have 2 safeties back there. Now what you need to do on this play is you need to take the guy that is on the running back. He's going to be your responsibility. If he goes out on a route, you're just going to simply follow him and try to make a play. If he stays in the block, then you become a free roamer, which makes the defense even better. And then you can sit over the middle and try to just jump on top of a route. So what I want to do is make sure I'm lining up with my guy right where the running back is, because if he goes out on a route, more than likely he's going to go out to the side of the field he's standing on. Okay, he's going out. Well, I'm all over him. I'm just going to stay here. And look, everybody was covered pretty well. Man defense is actually pretty good in the game this year. You can just run cover 2 man and honestly probably have a good time against most people you play. I mean, we had a route coming open late there, but the pass rush got home. So you definitely want to take advantage of cover 2 man. Now here, I'm going to block the running back. Now notice, oh, he's in the block. Now I'm just going to sit over the middle. I'm going to sit over the middle, and if anything comes over the middle, I'm an extra defender to help stop that. The next type of coverage is going to be Tampa 2. You're going to have this in all of your nickel sets as well. This is what you want to run if you want to kind of keep everything in front of you, make the offense have to check down like we talked about earlier, take the short routes. That's what we do. Not everybody else plays that way because they're not smart. Tampa 2 allows you to force them to dink and dunk you down the field, and what happens is people get impatient and then they throw into coverage, giving you an opportunity to get turnovers. Now, when we're running a Tampa 2, what I like to do is I want to take the hook zone here that's on the side of the running back. Whichever side the running back's on, I'm going to control this guy. So if the running back was on the left, I would then be controlling this guy. Because what's going to happen here is if the running back were to run the ball, for example, because sometimes people run, what's going to happen if they run the ball, I can get in here and try to help make a play. But if they pass the ball, I want to just stay in my area of the field. This is my area. Now, I can drift back here and try to pick up something coming open late, but what I don't want to do is completely vacate my area too quickly. See, I'm holding down my area. Nothing's here. Now the play is later developing. There's nobody coming into my area, but I see that there's somebody behind me. So now I slowly drift back, because if somebody wants to throw this, there's a chance for me to make a play on it. I can press the Y or triangle button and go for an interception. Now, in this example, I have a different route. So watch, I'm staying in my zone. Oh, I see Y. Now I jump on this. That's coming into my area, so I can jump on it and I'm able to take that away. So what I'm doing here is I'm still standing my ground. I'm in my zone, but now I see that there's a threat literally crossing in front of me. That's my cue to jump down on that and try to get aggressive, because if they throw it, I can break up the pass. I can maybe get an interception, or I make them hold the ball longer, which then turns into a sack. Now, the last defense is a cover 3. Now, remember, when we call cover 3, we want to make sure that it's something like a cover 3 sky. We don't want to call cover 3 match, because that's a totally different type of defense. So make sure you're using a cover 3 sky or a cover 3 cloud. Those would be the two names of an all-out zone cover 3. Now, when I use cover 3s, I like to take advantage of a new mechanic this year called aggressive zones. Now, how do you do this? Well, you hold down the left trigger or L2 button, and you'll see you have some global coverage adjustments. Now, what I want to do is press down on the D-pad, as you can see, and it says aggressive. So we're going to press down on the D-pad, and what that's going to do is it's going to make our underneath zones play a lot more aggressively. This is going to also go against people that want to dink and dunk. Now, if you remember with Tampa 2, what we said we wanted them to do is we wanted them to check it down. We wanted them to throw it short. We're going to try to user it ourselves, but we want them to take the short routes and not go deep. With this play, we're actually going to clamp down harder on the underneath. So I want you to notice here, if we try to throw it to the running back, look how aggressive that zone is playing, and he limits it for negative gain. And I want you to just notice how aggressive everything is underneath. Now, of course, you can see there's receivers coming open deep, but that's the chess match. Now, going back to the Tampa 2, notice I can cover my area, but the running back is open. He can kind of go upfield and get some good yards. That's what we want in a Tampa 2. We want to get them comfortable throwing short. That's when we switch to a cover 3. We play aggressive. And then now all those short options are just immediately taken away, and we might be able to jump that for a pick. And again, if we see them go to run the ball, we want to get in here and try to help make a play ourselves. So if you rotate between the 2-man under, the Tampa 2, and the cover 3 sky, exactly as I've shown, you give yourself different options to throw at an offense, and you always keep them guessing. Now, if you thought all that was insightful, you need to know about the settings, because the wrong settings can have you losing games before they even start. So at the main menu, you want to go all the way down to settings. You want to click game settings. You want to first scroll all the way down to gameplay helpers. Make sure your defensive ball hawk is on. This helps you get more interceptions. Make sure your defensive heat seeker assist is also on. Make sure the window is pushed all the way up to 200. This helps you make open field tackles better. Your switch stick delay should be on slight. Your defensive switch assist should also be on. This helps you when clicking to defenders in coverage. Now, the other important thing you want to do is tab over to the last section here that says coach adjustments. You can now set these in the main menu and they'll carry over game to game. Now, you can change these in game as you see fit, but there are just some that you should have set the same every single game, so we're going to set them here so we can do it once and not again. The first one is auto pass protection. You want to put this on base. This is going to give you the best blocking in the game. Certain plays have built-in protection packages, but honestly, for a beginner, they do more harm than good, so you want this on base. Untarget user defender. Typically, I would say you want to keep this on. There are situations where you would maybe turn it off, but really if you turn this on, it's going to eliminate a lot of the glitchy blitzes that people like to use where they hover with their defender and try to confuse your O-line. Auto flip defensive play call. Make sure this is always set to on. It should be on by default, but just double check. This is going to make sure that your defense aligns with the strength of the offense. Cornerback matchups. This is something that a lot of people, especially beginners, like to change. Always keep this on balance. If you don't, you'll have guys lining up all weird. I don't know if it's a bug. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but time and time again, we've seen keeping this unbalanced is really the only way to go. Otherwise, you'll wind up in situations where you're giving up big plays. For your option read and pitch key, you want the read key on conservative, you want the pitch key on aggressive. These two settings will prevent you from giving up easy yards to a read option run or a speed option. Your RPO read key and pass key, you want both of these on conservative. These are going to give you the best chance to stop those RPO plays that people like to run over and over. It's not going to work every time, but it's going to give you the best chance. Now that you know the beginner tips, you need to take it up a notch. So this video right here on the screen will help you with some more advanced tips to really take your game to the next level.